Here with Dark Wolf's Den.
Hey, everybody.
Here he is. I'm going to actually let him talk. Not that my last interview was bad. All the information got out, and all the information that needed to get out got out. But poor girl didn't get to talk for about 58 minutes in. So, yeah. So, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Pleasure to see you, man. It was wonderful to see you in person a couple weeks ago.
That was wild. Oh, tell him what happened when we first met.
So we had all retreated to my domain for a moment. There was about 5 or 6 of us standing here talking. And all of a sudden, I get an arm thrown around me, big old hug. I have no idea who this is. I can't see their face.
That cracks me up.
Just a big old hug. I was like, oh, hey, yeah, good to see you. And I let go, step aside, and then he says something. Oh, my God, that's Suso. Hey, how are you? Totally didn't even know who the heck I was hugging.
Yeah, well, nobody was used to the beard either. I trimmed up a little. Think I'm keeping it.
I like it. I do. Get the goatee going on.
Yeah, well, I got this stuff on the sides too. I don't know. And it's funny because I think it wants to grow up here. I notice I have to shave more. I know you can't say it, but I'm telling you, there's something there.
Well, you got about 6 or 7 up there, like Homer.
Like what?
Oh, Homer Simpson.
Nah, yeah. Had that analogy before. Too. I don't know. So.
All right, so I had to get the chat pulled up here.
I think it's up. I don't even. Is it? I have mine up on the right. You don't have yours?
I do now.
Bear with me because I'm still playing with this stuff and trying to figure it out.
Oh, I see. I didn't know you could put a live community chat over here. Got it. I've never really played with StreamYards this far in.
So. You got it? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Where is comments, banners? See, this stuff was all an accident. I came across this stuff.
Gotcha. Sorry, bear with us, guys. We're kind of learning this program, too.
Like trying this stuff. I'm like, well, how do I make you big and me small? I can't seem to do that.
So, that I don't know.
I don't know. Switch sides quick.
There we go. Anyway, so yeah, Suso showed up. It was a great time. Like I said, he surprised the heck out of me. I didn't even know who I was saying hi to at the beginning. We hung out that evening, had a wonderful time.
Yeah, what we do? Talk till 4 a.m?
That night we talked till about 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
That's the night. Oh,
I'm talking about the night you came over and we were on the back porch.
So the first night, also, one of my friends is looking for her keys.
Oh,
sorry, so
my God, I forgot all about this. This isn't synchronistic.
So my friend's looking for her keys. She looked everywhere. She searched everywhere she's been. She can't find them.
That would have been a perfect time.
Break it down. She get mad. She can't find her keys. So finally, we're like, Suso, we think they're in your room. Can we look? So we go down to his room. We're looking, can't find them. Finally, he stops. He looks down on the desk and sees his keys. Puts his hand in his pocket and goes, uh-oh. Pulls it out. He's had her keys in his pocket the whole night long.
Poor Cat. And Cat was sweating it bad. She was pretty upset, man. I was like, wow. And it never dawned on me. So, and I'm going to tell you something that honest to God truth. When I held my keys, it still never dawned on me that I had her keys in my pocket. When we were walking around the hotel room, going to room, I remember a couple of times we were out there talking to Chris Sinatra. I remember at Eleanor, and I keep putting my hands in my pocket. I'm like, cool, I got my keys. That's the whole time. We get in the room, you're in there looking. I put my hands in my key. Something hit me and said, check your pockets. I'm not even kidding. Jared, I'm not even kidding. And that stuff was happening the whole weekend for me. And it even became more compounded during the end of the weekend, especially after it ended.
Oh, this weekend, man, or that weekend, dude. I seen so many synchronicities play out in front of me that I wasn't even a part of. Just watching them play out in front of me, let alone the ones I was involved in. I couldn't believe the amount of craziness, the amount of synchronicity and just strangeness that occurred that weekend. Not on a bad scale,
Mm-mm,
but strange just the
not at
same.
all.
Things that
Yeah,
you wouldn't expect to happen.
was just speaking with people just randomly. I mean, that was my plan anyway. But there were people I was talking to I would have never, it just would have. I don't know. It was just weird, man. I don't even. It was just happening. Um,
The next night, we had the actual conference itself. We had Cynthia, we had Chris and Atra, and those were some really good talks.
I enjoyed them. I couldn't get my eyes off of them. I was staying for those talks regardless of nothing. I wasn't going to miss nothing. I'm hanging around before. I wouldn't leave during the breaks. I'm like, I don't want to miss nothing. And it seems I did. I missed somebody saying the word authority. I missed one of them.
So that was the second day in. On Saturday, I was sitting with Chris Sinatra, the quantum businessman. We were doing one-on-one interviews, and we had Kim's art hanging up already. We just got it all hung. It was nice in the side there. We're talking about authority and question authority. The moment we started talking about that, half the art piece just fell right onto the floor.
Yeah.
We're like, oh no, what's going on? So we've got it all picked up, got it all situated. Fast forward 3 or 4 hours. We're during the conference now, where we're in conference. And who was on stage?
Was it an Atra or no, Chris?
No, it was either Lauren or Shane. One of them was on stage when
About
they
authority.
mentioned authority.
Thought it might have been Lauren. Good.
It might have been Lauren. It was religion or authority. It was some kind of like godly authority that was mentioned. And out of nowhere, this whole art display again falls apart, just as loud as can be.
Mm.
Every time you would mention questioning authority or questioning the truth, this thing blew up.
I have that piece of art.
Yeah.
I have that.
I love that piece of art, man. That thing was beautiful.
Sitting tight and it's nice and cozy right where it is. And I considered taking it down the street to this art kind of thing going on, and it's been nixed. And I nixed it before I even questioned it. But I'm going to go down there anyway and promote my book and her book and the Mandela Effect, and I might just bring a couple of Cynthia Sue Larson's books down there and just kind of leave them out. I was thinking about putting the PC up and having Mandela Effect videos run off.
Oh, there you go.
People are just walking by. Hey, what's this about? I mean, I think it should be easy enough.
That authority near it. It does not like that.
You know what? I got a feeling that's why I can't find you. That's not going to work. All right. I'll have to check that out. So I got distracted by chat. That's going to happen. I got to cover that up.
Hey, Kim, see over in chat. Royal Magnolia, Sister Sensei, or Sensei.
Yes, it does. She wants me to get deep. See, I need you back on the channel, Kim. Kimberly Lynn Hansen is in the chat. Yeah, I need you to get back on here. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk. I just thank God. I was like, oh, cool. I let her talk the last half hour. It does. I hear it. Sometimes I think it's me. I hear it. Sometimes it's a feeling. Most of the time it's a feeling for me. When I ask, I get an answer. See, I think we're way ahead of ourselves here.
Just a little bit. I think we got a little too far there.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset about authority. They're here to protect me. Mm. So
So yeah, so that first night, after all was said and done, me and Suso ended up hanging out to what, 4 a.m. just talking on the back porch.
yeah, and remember I was talking to you about the labels that I was using,
Mm-hmm.
and I really did not like those labels, and I was going to change them. I have changed them.
Nice.
Well, I haven't changed them. I took them from Kim, and I wasn't going to use them until I had her on the show, and she spoke the words and did it that way. It was linear. I'm going with non-linear and linear instead of those other words that I. And I'm like, whoa, this is making a little bit more sense to me, but at the same time, I'm still analyzing things, and I'm still delving too deep than I need to dig. I'm looking back and I'm looking at what I've learned now through Kim and what she's teaching me and a bunch of other people. And pre-order her book, man. It's
Yeah, definitely.
not even um, the things I'm learning, and now I look back, and I don't need to do that. I don't need to. It's over. Um, yeah, I had a big string I wanted to say. I'm going to go off on all directions, but it's. I do feel it. And I think knowing or having someone tell me it's always there, you know what it is. Does anybody, I mean, do they even know what we're talking about? I jumped right into that.
Probably not.
I got pushed. It was the last presentation done by Kimberly Lynn Hansen, and the whole thing was incredibly synchronistic. Her presentation wasn't completely finished until she finished the presentation. Um, and that's how love you too, Kim. And that's how she lives her life, man. And she's still learning. So I'm thinking, well, if she's still learning and she's got the stuff going on that she's got going on, where am I? And I'm like, it doesn't bring me down. It gets me excited. I'm like, whoa, where am I going? A lot of this stuff I spoke about in 2016. No, not true. I didn't speak about this stuff. I was touching on it. I was still like 15. This stuff happened to me. September, I found other people. And I looked at that stuff a little bit, and then I kind of got away from it and started posting on YouTube, but it was still me. And then all of a sudden, I really became part of the group. And I really think that did something because I'm just marinating all the same thing over and over again instead of continuing on where I was going, where I'm going. Look, it doesn't matter what time it is. I'm going to go do what I want. I mean, that was like one day, but I didn't continue on it. I didn't start living my life like that. What else was I saying? Oh, I don't even know, but I was touching on this stuff. And then all of a sudden, that's just where I stayed. I just stayed there. Don't you do that. Don't you yawn.
Sorry, I took a nap right before the show, so I'm still waking up.
Royal Mongolia, follow the white rabbit. Yeah, where am I at? There it is. It's the only prop I got left. I took that whole Mandela Effect collection down. So now the synchronicities have been continuing. Have they for you too?
Oh man, off the charts. Off the ever loving charts. One interesting synchronicity, back to Kim for a second. She brought in all her art stuff, do her presentation. One thing that she brought in, excuse me a second.
Here, I'll do.
Were these
Oh,
the hearts?
yes.
The funny thing about this,
I should have
everywhere
those as
I've
well.
went for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, maybe 10 years, this symbol right here shows up. Whether it's in a rock, in the wall, just anywhere randomly, this symbol right here shows up. So when she showed up and dumped out a box of these, I went, oh man, no way. No friggin' way.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And when you go with it and you don't question it, it just keeps getting better. And that's the thing that, she kept showing me. I'm like, oh, wow. That's what we expected, or that's what we were talking about, or that's what we were looking for. No, it's actually better. And it's like, it was better every time. I, I
Wow.
give you, I'll give you, I give you a really neat example. Now, for me, this was mind blowing. For you guys in chat, for you, yeah, some of you are going to go, yeah, I can see that. That's cool. But I can see people going, what is he talking about? That's not a miracle. I'm not even kidding. Today's Thursday. So Tuesday, I'm walking in the store and I'm just standing there in front of the Hershey's bar. And all I'm thinking is, yeah, you're supposed to be a Hershey bar, not Hershey's bar. And I'm looking, I'm like, you know what? I feel like some almonds. So I grab the thing, I buy it, I get home. When I open it up to eat it, I must have got 2 solid bites of no almonds. And I'm thinking, how come they didn't come out with a Hershey's bar that, yeah, I'll do that. There you go. How come they didn't come out with a Hershey's bar with extra almonds? It makes no sense. How come they've never done that? I've never heard of it, and I thought, you know what? I'll look it up, and I'll bet they have it or something. And I didn't bother. I ate the thing. It was over. Yesterday, I'm walking in the same store. I look in the exact same spot because I'm walking by just being me, and I kind of glance over at it.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, I shit you not. Same exact spot. Same exact spot. 15% more almonds? I was thinking 2 or 3. This thing's loaded. And I won't even eat. So it's better. It's like, give me 2 or 3 more almonds so I don't have to sit there and eat it without the chocolate. And I need an almond. And I won't even eat this now. I'm like, I need to be in the mood. Give me almonds. I just want chocolate. I'm kidding. But I mean, that's the stuff that's been going on. I mean, silly stuff like that. And to me, I had to laugh. I'm in the store and I'm laughing, and I'm like, nobody else is in there. It's a small convenience store, so it's not like anybody's looking at me, and I wouldn't give a crap anyway. I mean, I'm just laughing because, I mean, that was something I would have called creating by default. I have no idea how I got that. I didn't ask for that, did I? Maybe I did. I mean, I said, wow, why can't they have more almonds in this? I mean, is it that big of a deal? I'm sure Hershey figured to put extra almonds in a bar, in a bar. Come on. I don't know. To me, it's that's a little tiny miracle. Yeah.
There were so many just little moments like that. Like the podium. Oh my God.
I know. Well, see, now that's a perfect example. To me, yeah, I get it. And to you, that's a freaking miracle.
Right. Dude, so when we first went and looked at the conference room, before we ever really had anything solidified, I had to find a second conference area because the first one I had was too small. So I went and I looked at this other place, and the size is perfect. Everything was good, but I didn't have a podium. And I had no way to get a podium. So I said, well, okay, we'll go with this. I'll see what I can do. I looked around town as much as I could not find anybody that would loan me one, rent me one, didn't have a podium at all. So I said, okay, let me see what I can do. I every time I would picture in my mind me speaking, I would see myself in front of this very specific podium. And I have to remind myself, no, we don't have one of those. But I'd go back to picturing myself talking, I'd still see myself in front of this podium. And it made no sense. So I said, all right, whatever. Went on with it. The day of the conference, the day we're setting up, the day before the conference starts, I walk in the conference room. And I'm looking around. I just prop my elbow up, and I'm looking around. I look down to where I'm propping my elbow. I'm propping it on a podium. Are you kidding me? Holy moly, where did this come from? I didn't walk right in, didn't pay attention to it, just stand there next to it, la-da-da. So I asked the lady, I said, where in the world did this come from? She said, oh, we just got that today. We literally just put it together for you guys. Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they weren't part of the conference. This is where we were renting the place, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's where we were written. They had no dog in the fight. They could have easily said, "Yep, sorry, we still ain't got one. Good luck."
Well, that reminds me of how nice everybody was walking around with Kim. But she was doing it. I mean, she didn't even have to talk to them. These people lit up, and that's contagious. And I see that, and the joy that she carries with her all the time.
Oh man, it's amazing.
You spent time with her.
Oh yeah,
You,
she's always on a happy level.
actually, before the thing even started, you guys were all hanging out. Bunches were out there, right?
Yep, I got the pleasure of hanging out with all the speakers and whatnot beforehand, and we had some really great conversations too.
Oh, you did a great job, by the way, man. Great job organizing, putting that together.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I know there was several of them throughout the country, like get-togethers or conferences or whatever they had, and like people were trying to number them. And I think I misspoke and said, "Yeah, it's the first Mandela Effect conference." I got to get that out. It was my first Mandela Effect conference, and that is sincerely what I meant. I was so excited.
Right.
That comes out a lot, especially when I first got back from the thing. I think that's why I didn't let Kim speak the first hour. I was so excited. It's like, no.
It's technically the second conference, and to be fair, I didn't do it. All I did was put the idea out there. Me and the committee put that together, so I can't take credit for that. That was very much a team effort between everybody.
Oh yeah, the bling moment. The bling moment. It happens. It's not real strong for me yet, but it's coming. It's happening. The joy that she holds, I still look for sometimes, and I've already gotten the answer. I mean, it's that simple. It's so easy. I mean, listen, I feel like I got such a boost up by just getting to observe what she doesn't do. I mean, I don't know how to put it. I mean, it's and I mean, for me, when we were going to the airport, I wanted to speed. I wanted to get in the car and go and make sure she made it to the airport. And I could tell that she picked up on that. She's like, relax, or I might even, we got to get you to the airport on time. No, it doesn't matter. It's all good. Everything's perfect. She was constantly reminding me what a pain in the ass that must have been for her. to sit there, but that's what she was doing. It was like constant, and I'm like, I get it. Why aren't I feeling? And I did eventually. I continued feeling it, and listening to Shane and Cynthia yesterday on their show brought it all back. It was all coming back, and it's happening now. I mean, it's all coming back, and you know what? It was always there. It never left me. It was me blocking it or whatever it is. I'm not even going to analyze it.
Right.
Yeah, good. And bring that up because we do want to talk about that. Right.
So, yes, sir.
That's a good question. Is everybody going to be there?
We weren't able to do the last panel at the end of the conference. It got cut short. Not that that's a bad thing. Miss Kimberly's art presentation was absolutely amazing, but it did run us out of time. We weren't able to do the last all-speaker panel. So everybody got together after the conference, and we've decided to do the last panel live for the entire community. Everybody can be in on it. Come on in, ask your questions. We're going to have all the speakers, Shane Robinson, Cynthia Larson, Kimberly Hansen, who's over here in chat right now.
Lauren.
Lauren and myself.
And don't forget Chris Sinatra.
And Chris Sinatra.
Chris is going to be there too.
Everybody's
showing.
Everybody's showing for a full Q&A community panel.
Oh, wow. Now, is there somebody in there taking care of the questions that the chat's going to do, or are you guys just going to sit there and watch it?
It'll probably
Or are you going to host it? That's what you ought to do. You host it.
That's exactly what
I let them talk and you do it. Yeah, there you go.
And I'm going to use StreamYards because we can control how you bring people in and whatnot, so I can introduce each one
Is this
as
your
if
first
I would have
time?
been to conference.
First time on StreamYard?
Yeah, I wouldn't sign up for it, but first time actually being able to use the system.
Yeah, there's that mug. Go ahead, talk while you're up there. No.
There we go. Anyway, yeah, so first time I've used StreamYards. It's I like the system, but we're gonna have this Sunday, November 24th. The full community's invited. We hope we see everybody there. It is gonna be on my channel. Because I did host the entire thing, I figured only fitting for me to host the final panel, So, you guys, get your questions ready. Get your biggest questions ready. That's right, Kim. Get your big questions ready. Make sure you got them ready for Sunday because you will have a chance to speak to the entire group that was on the panels at the 2019 West Coast Mandela Effect Conference.
And that's going to be awesome. And that's the thing. Get your questions ready. And I want them to have questions. So I don't know how you guys are going to do. Do you know how long it's going to last?
Probably just till it ends. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't.
Okay. How about this? Whose channel is it on?
It's gonna be on my channel.
There we go. That's people need to know that. Dark Wolf's Den channel.
I
That's
will be hosting on my channel. Like I just mentioned, because I hosted the event, like emceed the event, I seen it only fitting to host the final panel.
This link is in my description.
Make sure, if you guys don't know, go check out Dark Wolf's Den on YouTube.
Yeah, but that's going to be Sunday. What time?
We're looking around noonish Mountain Time. Just kind of keep your eyes open Sunday. It will be there. When is the next conference? Asked Adam Rose.
That's what I was looking at.
We're still finalizing this conference, getting all the paperwork done from this. We've got a gift packet to send out. We've got a questionnaire available. I'm not sure where the link is for that questionnaire. I'll get that one back to you, Suso, so you can get that posted down below. So as far as the next conference goes, we've got some work to do on that. We do still have the committee together. We are working on future conferences. If you have any suggestions for where you want to see another conference, go ahead and drop them in the chat or drop on a video I've done. Just let me know, hey, I think we should have a conference here. And I'll add it to the list. What my plan is once we get a list of places, which I've already got a pretty good working list going, then we can go and have gotcha. Hold on, Susa.
I couldn't get to this guy would just shut up now.
A vote in the committee about where the next one should be. And whichever place wins the vote, that's where we'll hold the next conference. That's the way I've got it planned right now. We'll see. None of this is set in stone. When you're working with a committee of people, things change kind of on the fly at times. So, noon Mountain Time this Sunday, says Kim. Join us.
It's noon Mountain Time. Thanks. Thanks for the Mountain Time. I appreciate that. Some people think it didn't exist, or was that Central? No, I think it was Mountain. Or was Mountain? Mountain might have also been Pacific. I don't know. I remember Mountain Time. I don't know. All right. And Adam Rose's question.
He was asking about having further conferences, which I just monologued on.
Right. Well, and that clicked me. The day after I got back, I got 2 emails from people asking me to speak at their conferences.
Really?
They're not set yet. They're one I don't think is a total Mandela Effect thing. I think it's a bunch of different things, and I think that's I think they're both in Arizona. I'm probably wrong because I got back and I was like, really? I can't function right now. I'm still buzzing from that last one. And you want me to plan something in April? Like, I can't plan shit for tomorrow. I'm like, no. I didn't say no. I said I'd probably be happy to, but I can't make these plans. And they understood. Both of them understood.
Right.
So, but I just thought that was pretty wild.
That is, man. Congratulations.
And I don't think we should sit here and worry about numbering them, because I'll tell you what, from my recollection, Vanessa VA got the first get together. Okay. Yep. And then I know about Guy Fawkes put one together in Texas.
Well, Vanessa put the first official conference together. She called it a conference for the first time.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Gathering, conference. I wasn't there. I don't know.
I wasn't either.
So I guess, first conference. Okay. And Guy, I know his was only a gathering.
Right.
And I think there was something in St. Louis before this last St. Louis one.
I don't know.
Or is that the Vanessa one?
I want to say that was Vanessa. That was over in Virginia.
Okay, so there was two there already. So as I kept thinking, oh, there's another one that I didn't know about.
She called it. That's why Meeks called it number 2, because they had the one in Virginia last year.
So they had one in Virginia, one in St. Louis, and one in Idaho. And I know he put a gathering together. I don't know if anybody else did. They should bring it up. So,
yeah,
I mean, I don't know
that we need.
See, here's the thing. I don't know that we need to let me get rid of that banner. It's bothering me. I don't know that we need to number them. I think every state should have one. I think we should get one going in every state. Whenever, if you want to start one and start putting it together, do that, because it's going to happen. We should get them in every state. It doesn't matter what month. It doesn't matter when. Do it. You got to have 20 people in the area that we're willing to drive that'll actually get together. I mean, these other ones where we have big speakers and stuff, and I'm sure, you know what? I'll bet half of anybody that's a big speaker would be happy to come out. How many big speakers do we have in the Mandela Effect community? Please. I mean, you got your own channel. Half the people know who you are. Go get up there and talk.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could start your own, and I think every state should have them, and I don't think it matters when. Just do it. I'll probably be trying to show up to every stinking one of them. I mean, because it's just going to remind me. There you go. Adam Rose wants to talk.
I was just reading that. I was going to say, Adam Rose said he'll speak. Anybody interested, he'll speak for you guys.
I told him he could do this on my channel.
I'm open to conference speeches. If somebody wants me to speak or host. Apparently, I did an incredible job hosting. Apparently, emceeing's my thing.
People are going to ask you to come in to host. Now, how cool would that be?
I'm game.
You did get up there. You got your 15 minutes of fame. I heard you. I sat there and heard you chat for 15, 20, maybe even a half hour. I don't know. Time didn't matter.
Get released, man. I cannot. Hopefully, in the next month or so, we'll have those out to the public.
Oh, those films. That was my original question, not what time. When are they coming out?
Okay, so we have a deadline set for December 6th, the same date as the movie, Mandela Effect movie dropping, and we did try to do that on purpose because the movie's coming out. We're going to have more people. Now, I want to speak about this movie real quick, too, here in a second, but we're going to have more people coming to the community, more people looking for answers, more people looking for truth, for what research has been done on this. So hopefully they'll find our information when they go to researching, like what's been going on the last couple of years, what's been found, what hasn't been found, what do we know, what do we not. Hopefully by that time people can go in and look for that research and find our conference and all the talks and everything. If it isn't out by December 6th, we're going to be working really hard to get it out just as soon as we can after that. We've got an amazing post-edit team, but they've still got to do their work. So it might take them a minute. We hope not. Again, we're shooting for December 6th, but we cannot guarantee. Now, I want to talk about this movie for a moment. So everybody's scared of this big, bad Mandela Effect movie. Number one, I don't know how fear has creeped so far into this community. Everybody's scared it's going to make us look bad. It's going to make us look stupid. It's Hollywooded. Guys, calm down. It's okay. So it's not going to make us look stupid. I can guarantee you that. It is a little Hollywooded. It is just slightly Hollywooded. You got to have that to try to get people's attention. It is still a fictional story. You can't write a story about anything without throwing a little extra action in there. It's the way it happens. Unless you're Kimberly Lynn Hansen, That's a whole nother story altogether. But anyway, the
I'm
movie.
dying over here. I'm trying to keep quiet.
I know. The movie is number one. It's not going to be a full theatrical release. It isn't getting a Steven Spielberg issuing. Sorry, it's not going to reach that kind of many people. It is getting a video on demand release. Now they are doing a LA screening, I guess, but it's not going to be open in every theater across the country, and everybody and their brother is going to see this movie. I wish it was. It's not. It's a video on demand thing online. So if people go looking for it or see the trailer, then they can probably find the movie. But it isn't going to be in every video store in every theater across the entire world, entire country. This is going to be the equivalent of a straight to DVD or straight to video release is what this is going to be. They do call it the Mandela Effect in the movie. They do reference real Mandela effects in the movie. They reference how we're treated and how we're called crazy and how we're called loons and everything else in the movie. The references how some people are told, maybe you should go talk to somebody. And he really does. I do know that the end, the lead character, us, the hero, does win. I can't release all the information I know. I don't want to spoil it. I've had people who have went and already given me the ending of the movie. And I can tell you that it doesn't make us look bad. We win. We're the affected. In the end, we win. Just saying. So, all the fear about this movie in the community, can you guys please calm down?
They didn't end up in the hospital on meds. Is that how it went? All right.
No, he doesn't end up in the hospital on meds. We win in the end.
All right. That's excellent. That's a good thing. I mean, even regardless, if you're affected and you kind of know it, and you're watching this movie, and you're going, "Oh yeah, I remember the Berenstein Bears." Or Berenstein, which I think there's something going on with that, but I don't. It doesn't even matter. Oh yeah, I remember Jiffy. And you're like, shit, that stuff. Wait a second, that never existed. What's going on? What? They're all crazy. Well, let me look into this. Let me look into this more. If the end result was they're all nuts and that's the end of it, they're going to go, well, I don't want to be labeled as one of those nutty people. Let me look into this. They're going to look into it, see it's real. Enough people will be doing it going, they ain't crazy.
Right.
Listen, they ain't crazy. We got to stop this now because we're all crazy.
Even if you can bring it down to one effect, and I've said this 1,000 times, if you can negate 99.99999% of all effects and bring it down to just one thing.
Takes one.
Even if you have one thing that is retroactively changed in history.
Somebody take a screenshot. It takes one, baby.
It just takes one. If you even have one thing that is retroactively changed in history, that's huge. That's not supposed to happen. I don't care about the other 1,000 that we know have happened. If you can bring it down to that one, that's still
one that you're 100% of. You absolutely know for sure. You really don't have to look any further.
Got it.
It's talking to you. It's giving you that gentle nudge. And that's what it's been doing. That's when I say I came to a point and it was perfect. It was what it absolutely had to happen. And I came to a point where I really think I was being led towards this information about the nonlinear life and living nonlinear, because I feel like we're nonlinear beings living on a linear playing field. And we've been manipulated into, or we did it to ourselves or whatever, to believe we're linear beings.
Right.
And we're not.
We're timeless beings. We are. We're timeless.
And that's where I was going with that, I think. I think I cut to the end.
Our souls are timeless. They really are. And I love Kimberly's nonlinear lifestyle and in the things she's teaching and all that. What she's talking about, my friend here has been talking about since the 90s. Like, her concepts are so spot on. They've got the exact same information, independent of each other. And yet they're saying the exact same things.
Well,
That verified for me the truth of what she was saying. You know what I
Well,
mean?
for me, the verification is I'm actually in contact. I mean, I don't even tell you. I sound like a goof, an idiot. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I've been in contact my whole damn life. It's in my first book where I was speaking with this thing. I was a child, what, 5 years old, maybe 6? And it told me, hide behind the car. I mean, I'm sure you remember this. Hide behind the wheel.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, but I want to look. No, don't look. I mean, I was looking at what I think back on it now, and I think I was looking at a spark of light right above my head. Just that's what I feel like I was looking at.
Right.
And as I, and then I kept saying, I really want to look, and it said, we'll let you look, but we'll tell you when. And to me, it was will as a group. I remember that. And then it changed as I got older. As a teenager, it became like a one person I was talking with.
Right.
And then, of course, physical reality kicked in, and I never let go of it. But it was not like when I was 5, and it said, "Okay, you can look now." And I turned around and I looked, and I saw this man running between the houses, and I came out and I'm sitting there, and they said, just stay here till your mom comes out and go out into the yard and see her. I mean, that's the way it happened. And when I ran out to her, she grabbed me in her arms. Cops are all over the place. And I hear them talking about how dangerous this man was, that he would have absolutely grabbed me. I mean, absolutely would have grabbed me. And that's how desperate this man was. He drove I remember this. He drove a car through a house. I mean, that. So to me, I've been in contact right from the beginning, and society and life, or whatever you want to call it, just took it away. I mean, I let it happen, whatever. But it gradually was coming back in my 20s, 30s, after I got divorced. It was gradually coming back. And then I started begging with 2014, 15, begging for something. I was done trying to just keep up with my bills. I was done trying to keep up with a relationship. What else is there? What the frick else are we supposed to be doing? I mean, I end up here. You go out on this balcony. I got a white picket fence. Come beat that, yo. I mean, I'm packing up. I'm like, I guess I got the American dream. It just and that feeling, that everything that's coming into me now, what I've been learning, and it's happened every day. It's a little bit more. But I got to tell you, like before this talk, I was like, I wasn't feeling it, and I'm getting, I'm here, it's like, okay, what should I do? like, whatever you want, I'm almost hearing it in my voice now, which I think Kim would probably agree with that, but I don't know. Not in my voice, but my personality, because it's not, I don't really hear it. It's not, but it is my personality coming through, and it kind of laughs when it does that.
For those that are interested, if you would like to check out the Nonlinear Lifestyle, I believe it's nonlinearlifestyle.com, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go grab that.
There it is. I popped it up a couple times. Nonlinear Lifestyle. You go in there and you just check it out. Scroll down, check out the other things she's got going on. It's still it's progress. It's a site being built, and this is all new, and it's all, to me, it's amazing.
Hear Kim's, I can't wait till I have a chance to hear Kim's talk.
That's the other thing I was wondering. When they do put out these videos, are they going to put them in order the way they were presented? And I think they should, because of how that came out, synchronicity, how Cynthia's lined up with Shane's, how Lars lined up with Sinatra's, how, Cynthia's lined up with Kim's. I mean, it was boom, 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 boom.
So, yes, we are putting them out in order, like day 1 speeches, then day 2 talks, then day 3 talks, So we'll be put out in that order. However, you bring up a wonderful point, my friend. And that was the way that everything lined out.
It wasn't me.
So I had a schedule the speakers were going to be this certain way on these days. I had it all set. The schedule was set for months. I mean, months. This is the way it is, guys. Everybody knows where they're at, when they're at. Good to go. One maybe 2 weeks before the conference, some of my speakers come to me and said, hey, we want to rearrange ourselves. Okay, cool. So I go ahead and I rearrange the schedule, send it back out for approval. Oh, no, wait. We want to rearrange this part too. So finally, after arrangements and rearrangements and rearrangements, we got everybody happy. Everybody likes where they're at. Cool. Now, that aside, I've been writing my intros for each day of the conference. So I've got day 1 written. I've got day 2 written. I never did end up writing day 3. That worked out synchronistically too. We'll get to that. So day 1 comes in. I do my intro, introduce myself. Day 1 was kind of a history of the effect, kind of introduction to the concepts, things like that. Cynthia spoke. She introduced pretty much all the concepts. Then Shane spoke, and he took that to a whole nother level. I'm sorry, not Shane, Chris. Chris spoke. He took that to a whole nother level. And it was funny because their talks just flowed right off of each other. You would think that one was written for the other. It was just really a wild thing the way that worked out.
You would think it was planned.
You would think if you didn't know anything.
I mean, if they did it the other way, it would have been fine. It would have worked just fine, I'm sure. But this way was so much better.
Right. And they weren't writing together. Like nobody knew nothing but the title of everyone else's talks. Nobody knew the concepts or the meat of anybody else's talks when they were writing their own, which really made it incredible that they flowed the way they did. Like none of that was planned. So the second day, this is where it gets even crazier. It didn't dawn on me till I'm walking up to the venue the second day that I did it again. So my second day talk is all about my history, how I come to the effect, why I believe in it, my personal story. Well, as I'm looking at the speakers coming up that day, and I'm thinking about what I'm going to say, turns out Lauren and Shane, both speaking that day, were telling their personal stories and how what they personally experienced led them into where they are. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Everything lined up without even trying. Like I said, I had the intros wrote completely separately and didn't even think about it till my way up there that day. Oh my God, everything has a theme today. That wasn't planned. None of this was planned.
Yeah. For me, with Lauren, after I read her book, I tried to read her book before her talk because it's just like mine. Quick read, boom. Here's what happened. I didn't quite finish it. I actually ended. I'm sure it's all synchronistic. I'm absolutely sure it happened the way it was because I would have had so much more to talk to her about, and what we talked about was perfect. And because when I got to that part of the book, I finished her speech. At the end of that night, I was like, oh, I can finish this in no time. And it's all about there's a couple of things going in there. She had a couple more celestial, I'll say, experiences than I did. But the stars came out at her just the way I described them, that they came out at me in my book. She described them the same way. And it wasn't like, big chapter on it like I had, but it was the same thing. She was like, boom. But she had that whole chapter was the things with the moon. The moon split up for her. The stars came out. Other things happened. Yeah, go ahead and finish that book. That's like, whoa. Because that took me away. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I've heard other people say, well, the stars are doing weird stuff. And there was a guy that actually videotaped it on YouTube back in 2011, I think. And it was similar to what I saw. And I'm sure the camera didn't pick up what I saw, but that was the only other instance because there was nothing like it in my life. And it was just off the charts.
Want to hear something ironic? No,
save it for another show. Go ahead, what?
I never ended up with a copy of her book.
How's that possible?
I don't know. I had one set aside for myself.
she gave them away. You were talking with her. I
Right.
ended up giving my books away. I took a page out of her book because I said, yeah, I'm not out. Let me get this information out. And I gave them out like she did.
They were absolutely free to anyone who showed up at the conference. Everybody should have got one. I, at one point, had like a stack. I had Shane's book and her book and just this whole stack of stuff. It come down to where I had Shane's book and half the stack of papers I had. So somehow I didn't end up walking away with one of Lauren's books, which that's fine. I'll go ahead and buy a copy. I have no problem doing that. I don't mind supporting her and her work at all.
No, absolutely. And Lauren's book, yeah. Shane's book I had a copy of that before I got there. We got a signed one.
I did get a copy of Shane's book.
There it is. We're going to do that. I got these babies on hand, baby. I don't have mine on hand. I got everybody. You got mine? There you go. Put mine up there because I don't have mine on hand.
There's Suso's book for anybody who don't know. Mind Beyond Matter.
I got Cynthia Sue Larson's here, Reality Shifts.
We've also
haven't opened that one. This one I have opened.
Quantum Jumps, yes, sir.
There you go.
I've opened that one. I have opened that one. That's a good one.
Yes, I have too.
I've also got in my library High Energy Money by Cynthia Sue Larson.
Oh, there you go. There's a good one.
That's a good book. And small shout out to Mr. Bill Bean. He went to the St. Louis conference. He was one of the speakers over there. I got his book, Stranger Than Fiction, signed author's copy.
Nice. Oh, that's all you get is signed copies. So you have to get Lauren to mail you a signed copy.
My entire library right now, guys, is signed author copies books. I don't know how I've pulled it off, but every one of them are signed author's copies.
I'm ready. I'm ready to delve into what.
Here's an interesting book, Miss Mariah. You remember Mariah?
Yes, I didn't get that. She got my book.
Check it out. The Mystery of the Gospel Revealed: A New Vision.
Oh, I'm good. That's on Amazon.
Most likely, I picked it up from her. So.
Yes.
So yeah, I've got a whole catalog here of signed authors' copies books, and they all started with Suso's.
I'm good. I'm glad I could be a part of that, I guess.
It all started with your book. You started my special library. So thank you for that, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. Woohoo! That's what I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it because I need to, and I understand. Okay, what I'm talking about is the energy that I feel, the energy I'm feeling now. I'd say when I think I don't feel it is when I'm alone and it's time to relax and chill. But it is still there. I feel it. I was talking about how I've had it since I was a child. For me, one of the things that I was trying to do, and not necessarily for me, but for like family, friends, people on YouTube, people that I know. I guess I was doing it for me because I was brought up Catholic, man. I was ingrained. You talk about programmed. Listen, I've said it, and I was trying to find it. It was about an hour and a half this afternoon. I've been going through my old videos, trying to find where I said, I think the Mandela effect is showing us that the Christ energy, the Christ consciousness is already here. Besides, I don't think it ever left. I think it's more pronounced now. I think it is here now, probably since 2012. That was the big date that was going around for the nice. That's good. I got hats, man. I got hats. I got hats ready to go in case my cats want to go outside. I'm all ready. I got hats galore over here.
You got hats to combat the cats. Got it.
Yeah, well, where was I? You interrupted me with the heart hat.
Oh,
which is
my
okay.
apologies.
Perfect. That was perfect. And that's the thing. Everything is perfect. Even and I haven't gotten totally into this because I actually asked Kimberly about this. She wants questions. I'm giving her questions. I'm like, here, I have a question that I already have the answer to, but you wanted questions. Let me throw them at you.
I got a question for you.
Go
Tell
ahead.
us about the energy that was going on at that conference.
All right. Well, let's see. Like Dan says, I hate to do this, but truth is truth, man. And it's not really that way, and it was exaggerated, but yeah, I could totally see that, and I totally get it. Some people gotta be high all the time, okay? And he was talking about me, and I'm like, wow, do I come off that way? And I'm like, that bothered me, and I'm like, do I come off that way because that bothered me? And he was totally joking. He was amazing. Everything he said when he said that, he said a couple other things too, and okay, look, I got uptight. I got upset. I overreacted, and we talked about it, and it's good now. But at the time, that didn't have to happen.
Right.
And it kept telling me, no, you just did a 12-hour drive, and then as soon as I got home, I'm going to bed. I text a couple people, let them know I was home. I was hitting the sack. I popped up. He did a thing on Tuesday, and I'm listening to it, and all of a sudden I realize I'm awake. I'm getting into it. I'm like, oh, that's great. He mentions me, everything, breaking my balls left and right. It was amazing. It was awesome. And then at the end, I got something up my butt or something. I'm like, no, why? I'm not. It doesn't. I don't come off like that, do I? I really started to get upset for the Mandela Effect community because I didn't want anybody to think, oh, we're coming off as a bunch of stoners. They weren't doing that. They weren't doing that. No, and I've put that out long before he did. He said nothing that I didn't say. So it didn't matter. But that was such a learning experience for me. That energy was there the whole time telling me, just let it go, man. And I'm like, well, like, whatever. And when I finally did, I cleared it up, and it was perfect because it taught me some shit. And, I thought, oh, well, I better quit now and all this other stuff. And no, that wasn't the answer. I've cut back, and I've been forced to cut back further. I've been forced on vacation. I mean, this is stuff that's happening to me now. And it's like, oh, I mean, that was real personal. But at the same time, look, it's the truth, and it's what happened. And, I don't know how much people get out of that, but whatever.
There was an energy in the air that entire weekend that was just off of the charts. Like phenomenal energy in the air. Sorry, I tried. I can't do the hard hat. But it was amazing. Like, I can't even begin to explain the energies that were like everybody felt it. I had people tell me they could feel it coming through the videos I
Is
was
that what
putting.
the question was?
Yeah.
Okay, but because I had some, and I kind of, it was just to keep me level. Because you think I was bouncing off the walls then? I mean, could you imagine if please? I no, everybody would have been like, "Oh God, here comes Suso! Get away!" What? I mean, and I have felt like Dan might have felt that way a little bit sometimes because when it was me, him, and Guy, for me it was just all fun and games. I mean, like this is great. And they're like, "Oh, let's chill." And I feel like I could have spent more time with both of them, but I was all over the place. Hitting the hot springs with a group, hitting dinner with a group, lunch, breakfast. I was all over. They couldn't keep up with me.
Right.
So
You were a little bit everywhere, and that's awesome. I'm glad you got to go enjoy the hot springs and do those extracurricular activities that we had too.
I was very excited, and I was very excited. Listen, the shit started 2 days before the conference for me. But
tell us that story. Tell us about getting there. That was an intriguing story about how you ended up here.
it's actually, I don't even know if I want to rehash it, but I will. My whole plan, and that's the whole thing. I'm done planning shit, but my whole plan was, it's the truth. Why bother? I'm just going to let it happen now. And I kind of was kind of doing that because I'd say 2 weeks, a week before the conference, is normally when I would have got all my ducks in a row. I would have had the rental car ready to go, and everything would have been set, and I probably would have been packed and whatever.
Right.
But not this time. It was like right from the beginning. Um, Something could come up. Something, yeah, do that. So this is why I remember to do that. Something could come up that I don't know, whatever. Stuff like that was coming in my head. Maybe you ain't going. Maybe something will come up where you ain't going. That popped in a couple of times. I'm like, no, I really want to go to this thing. Really want to be there. And Wednesday, my plan was to get the rent a car, and I would leave Thursday. I was going to get the rent a car, hit a hot springs, enjoy that night, and whatever. So when I go out to get the rent a car, I'm already an hour away from the Utah way, and an hour closer with the Wyoming way. But my whole plan was to go the Utah way. And I thought, oh, be spontaneous, do something nuts. I had my bags. I have no idea why I had my bags. I had everything. When the guy dropped me, I just did it. I don't even know why. I forgot about my plans. I mean, and in the long run, when you look at that, it really doesn't make much sense. But that would have been the reason to go back. Oh shit, I forgot my bags. But anyway, I had everything, and I drive 2 hours towards the Wyoming way. And all of a sudden, this amazing depression comes over me where I need to pull over. And there's a part of me that is so excited to go on this adventure. And I feel like I don't even know where I'm going. I don't recognize the map. I did look at the Utah map. I'm excited to go, but I'm getting real depressed. I'm getting really depressed. I pull over, I park, I sit there. I'm like, I'm trying to meditate. I'm trying to quiet my mind. I can't do nothing. I'm just so finally I just said, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and close my eyes. I don't have to make a decision right now. So I just closed my eyes. I'm just sitting there. And finally I open my eyes and I look down at my phone. And on my phone, it says home. And I look up on the dashboard of the rental car and it says home. And I thought, bye, going home. I didn't even question it. I mean, what was home? What's really home, though, to me? Okay. I mean, what's really home? I'm like, well, where my cats are, where I live. That's exactly what came in. Now, I don't know who it was. I could have been a conversation. I don't know what I was having with somebody. And was like, well, what else is home? What's home to you? Well, home is your heart. And where's my heart wanted to go? Well, I wanted to go home. I wanted to go home and see my cats. But I really wanted to get up there a day early. I knew Danny was going to be up there on the 6th, and I think it was the 7th when this was going on. And I really wanted to get up there and surprise him and hang out with him. That was my plan. I was like, yeah, I think a day early was key. I really wanted to stay a day early or a day longer. I wanted an extra day. Okay, that was the big thing. But I figured I'd do it early. I had everything. Let me go. No, I got in that car. I was in the car. I took off. No, I was out of the car. I had a cigarette. I got in the car. I took off and went home. And when I got home, I just sat there and played with the cats. But the depression was still there. And I just thought that was really weird. I'm like, I don't understand. It makes no sense. Why am I so depressed? I can't wait to get to this thing. I went to bed deciding, look, if I feel like this when I wake up, there's no way I'm going. It's just not going to, that's a message to me. When I woke up, I got up at 5:45. And I said, let's go. Everything was in the car, ready to go. I just got dressed, threw a jacket on, and took off. That was that. So, oh, Jerry's here, everybody. I thought I was doing a video.
No problem. I'm letting you monologue. I don't mind at all.
You said that during the conference, and I got that on the video. The video I put out of the conference near the end, it's you asking everybody, how many people had a problem getting here or had something happen to them that really stopped.
Stories I was getting, man.
Go ahead, tell some of them. We don't have names.
Everybody would come up to me, hey, man, it's funny. Right before I left, I got to feeling really bad, kind of sickly, but I pushed through and now I'm great. I got that a couple times. what else would, like, just little things would come, and it wasn't enough to stop people. It was enough to test their resolve. That's it. Just enough to
Okay,
make them go, should I? Yeah, I'll go anyway.
I can see that.
Should I? No, I'm not going to push it. Just enough to make them question
Hey,
what.
maybe just enough to see who was really serious.
Right.
But I
It could
mean,
have been so much worse. If it was really trying to stop people from coming, it could have went to a whole nother level in stopping people, including myself. Like I said, 2 weeks before, I even started having little issues here and there that was kind of testing my resolve as far as, do you really want to continue this? You really want to do this? You really want to hold this? You want that many people here? You really want to? But of course, the answer was always yes. Let's do this. I'm 100%.
getting all in. Yeah, and let's do this. And that's the thing I'm into. I'm like, I started to I'm going to be on Facebook now more than I've ever been in my life. I'm not even kidding. I know. Look at the face. I know. I agree with that. It's like, God, I'm hard enough with the electronics with me as it is. I don't want to be there. And now I'm in two groups. I'm in more groups than that. I'm in a couple Mandela Effect groups that I didn't even know about. I probably just clicked on them and whatever. I really don't go there. Now I'm in one group, one of Lauren's groups, that every morning I plan on, and I'm going to check with her if this is okay. She did ask me to go ahead and do this, but every morning I'm popping in one of my videos from here. They're the older videos. She's got a bunch of people on there that are interested in the Mandela Effect, but don't really know about it enough about it. So I'm popping up some interviews and stuff and videos that I've put up and stuff. And the other group is Kimberly Lynn's group, and I can't wait for that to get going. And it's funny because you'd think my analytical mind would love that, because I'm like, that's what I want. But because it doesn't, you don't need a textbook. You should just be able to do it. but for me, I'm like, no, and you know what? People need to understand this. This is the way they've been programmed. This is the way they've been brought up. This is the way they live their lives. So you got to give it to them this way, And that's why, and I think about, some of the times she was getting analytical because she had to, and I hope I'm wording that right. I'm like, God, what's it mean for her to write a book? God, that must be so. She's like, yeah, let's do it. This is great, because she sees when, and I'm probably saying this wrong, but she sees when something goes wrong. It's great. It's going to be better. And it's funny because I've asked, why can't people be happy all the time? Why can't you just be happy all the time? And maybe you don't have to have that joy level of, bouncing around, hugging everybody and high-fiving everybody and making everybody else either look at you nuts or making them happy, because she doesn't make them feel nuts. She makes people happy. Yeah, you can. I think you can do that all the time, but she's proof right there.
Oh, absolutely. She's majorly proof.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's
absolutely.
not something I'm making up. And then I watched it in action and I experienced it firsthand, and I'm experiencing it now. And I'm like, I'm so okay. What did I tell somebody? I told them today. I said the Mandela Effect, the last 4 years, maybe almost 5 now, because it started in 15 for me, or late 14. I've been in nursery school. That's what this is. And the information that was given to me is kindergarten, maybe first grade, maybe. I think she's taking me into first grade now with this course she's got going on and with this book. I think this is the next step I've been screaming for. This is the next step from the Mandela Effect, because the Mandela Effect is a tiny, tiny portion of this big picture. And I'm like, if the Mandela Effect is a tiny portion of what we can find, oh, I want more. I want to know what else there is. Because I got stuck on the Mandela Effect. I was screaming at flat earthers for getting stuck on the flat earth. I'm like, you guys got to just change your perception and move on. I don't understand the problem. It's not like, you have to go to outer space to get your milk or bread or eat or that's where you live. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was on board with that, but that was one of my stepping stones. And then the Mandela Effect came along, and I'm telling you, it wasn't 3 months of me video going, this is just a stepping stone. The Mandela Effect is going to be, and I kept saying going to be, because to me at the time, it was the most unbelievable paranormal experience ever.
Right.
And I'm going, I got a feeling this is just going to be a stepping stone. And it is, and we're still in kindergarten, first grade.
Couple things real quick, and then I've got to get off of here because I've got to report to work. They asked me to work earlier. I told them I had something planned, but I could be in about 5-ish. So
You're gonna make this my shortest interview ever.
I do apologize. I got to come back for another round.
That's fine. I got over an hour. I'm happy.
The Facebook thing, I have been going on Facebook more thanks to Miss Kimberly and Lauren. I am part of both those groups too, so you will be seeing me over there. I have been going on more so, but I don't like Facebook. Let me be honest with you, I hate Facebook.
I don't either, but it's growing on me.
I had to use it for advertisement for the conference. I've got a couple contacts more so over there now, so every now and then, I still pop on. I'm trying to do once a day if I can remember. Second, Data Junkie asked a couple questions, and very intriguing questions at that. She's interested in how many people weren't able to come, what kind of resolve this and that. When I asked the question to the group, about 3/4 of the room raised their hand and said they were tested. Straight up, something come up.
Your stuff.
Nobody canceled because of anything like that, to the best of my knowledge anyway. There were no cancellations. One person showed up, was unhappy with the other cable company that was there filming, didn't like what was going on, so they decided not to be a part of it. They hit me up later, let me know, hey, I decided to go back home. Cool, whatever, awesome. So we lost one person, but that wasn't even due to issues. That was because they didn't agree with the camera work being done. So fair enough. I give them that. But that's the only person we really lost as far as not coming. I'm surprised how many people like really stuck through whatever was testing them and said, no, I've got to do this. I'm going. I paid this money. I'm doing it,
That's good. Keep going. I'm punching these links in the chat.
Not a problem. I see you there. Just keep punching them on in there.
And you can always go to the bottom of the link. They're all listed there.
Perfect.
You got all the speakers listed and a couple other people. I think Brian Stavely, Scarab Performance, Guy Fawkes, and Kim, the medium who rocks. I also put hers up there.
Kim is awesome. I love her. She's a good friend of mine. We worked together, a couple years. Just first time we've met in person. We worked together on different projects over the years in the community. So she's a really, really great person.
Oh yeah. I don't need to put yours in there, right? They all know you.
I mean, you can if you want. For anybody who don't,
I have to. You're a guest.
For anybody who don't, check out Dark Wolf's Den on YouTube.
Doing it right now.
You can find me at Twitter at Jerry W. Hicks. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
There it is.
Pretty easy to find. I don't hide that well. For those who don't know, my name is Jerry. I am Dark Wolf of Dark Wolf's Den.
Dark Wolf's Den in the house, and he's leaving me.
Oh, and I did hear some more news about the particular cable company that did show up there. We should be good. I can't give a lot of details, but I just heard back from my point of contact with them, and he said that they're looking very solid as far as giving us a good standing, a good, what's what I'm looking for?
It's going to be fair.
It's going to be fair. Yes.
I'll go with that. It's going to be fair. And like I said, no matter what they say, if you're affected, you're going to look into it more and try and figure out what's going on. I mean, the community's growing. And listen, even the people that, I don't know, if there's people out there that want to make us look like nuts or whatever, they're probably affected too and are in denial. So whatever. I mean, it's, I won't turn my back on them. I'd still hook them up.
Here, here.
I
I
mean,
think everybody's affected. I do.
yeah, I think it's probable. Very probable. See, and now that's the other thing we were talking about that night at 4 until 4 a.m. with the labels I was having, the linear and the non-linear. And now you have linear. Well, what if those linear are just part of the non-linear's creation? You still got to treat them the same.
Right.
You have to. And so it doesn't matter. So I delved too deep into exploring that stuff. That's how I felt about it. And I was like, I understand now why it's not important for me to look so deep into something, because some things truly, when you get down to it, don't matter. You still got to, if some, I mean, like some people are out there, they talk about the background people and the soulless people. Are they real? Are they not real? Look, you know what? They're real, and it doesn't matter. You still got to treat them as if the way you wanted to be treated. That's it.
Absolutely.
Those teachings are big.
Besides, well, there's two golden rules. He that holds gold makes the rules, and treat others like you want to be treated.
And Kimberly brought up the whole judge thee not as you, or judge thee not. Well, that whole thing, I don't care how it changes, because she pointed out that when you judge, plain and simple, it's the past. You're gathering information from the past. That's the only way you know how to react. Okay, do something new. Do something new. That's what I think this comes down to. A lot of it is, you don't go by what's, if it's uncomfortable, go for it. I mean, if it's uncomfortable, death shattering, no, maybe not. But I mean, if it's uncomfortable,
your comfort zone doesn't mean to ignore it.
it probably means to step up, because there's great, amazing things out there, and it's so easy.
Absolutely, it is. It's really easy.
That's her quote. It's so easy.
It's so easy.
All right, Jared, thanks a lot for coming on with me. I appreciate it. This was actually a great talk. We got to do it again. And I see I can get 6 people up here, so.
Well, it's been both an honor and a pleasure, my friend, as is always when we get together.
All right.
I look forward to the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dark Wolf, also known as Dark Wolf's Den on YouTube. Everybody have a wonderful rest of the evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.